Hello everyone, hope you all are doing fine. This video is primarily for students who are writing mains in 2025. There's roughly a week left, so I thought I'll address some of the queries that you might be having in the last week of your preparation. Okay, so let's quickly jump into it without wasting much of your time. The very first question I think what you would be having in your mind is for the next week or so, what you're supposed to do. First thing I would advise is try and take a simulator test if you haven't taken one earlier. At least you need to have the experience of writing 6 hours in a day. That is 3 hours in the morning session and 3 hours in the afternoon session. So that you'll understand what is the rigor of the examination process itself, and you'll be able to get accustomed to it and build some sort of an endurance to sit for an entire day and write for 6 hours. Right? So if you've already taken a simulated test, I think it's better you can skip it, or you just take off those subjects that you're weak at. Maybe GS1 and GS3, GS1 or GS2, depending upon what is your weak subject. Try and choose those subjects and write a simulated test. It will be better for you. Source, I think any reputed institutes like Vajiram Vision Forum, better you can take for that. Second thing which I would suggest you to do strongly is daily do 1 hour of answer writing. The reason is that it will help you keep that momentum of writing, and it will help you develop that speed, and it will be useful on the examination day itself. Okay, so what answers you are supposed to write? Either do PYQs or whatever other test series available in the market, or any other questions that you might have written earlier also. So don't think that these are the questions that I've already solved, so why should I solve it again? That's okay. All we need to do is keep that momentum, keep that answer writing practice intact, so that on an examination day, you're able to perform at an optimum level, right? And third thing, obviously, is revision of your existing notes. Okay, so I want to cleanly underline this. The reason is because don't try to add any new source unless it is of extremely importance, unless you haven't touched that particular subject itself. As far as possible, stick to your notes, stick to whatever preparation you have done for the last 2.5 months in a rigorous manner. Stick to those notes itself and keep revising it. Now, the next doubt you might be having is a valid one. That is, sir, I have a fear that I may not complete the revision that I had planned to do, or that I had expected to do, or I may not do that entire revision of the entire syllabus. That's okay. So don't worry too much about what is being left out. Worry or focus more on what you have built in this entire 2.5 years of rigorous, 2.5 months of rigorous preparation, and try to build on that. Okay? Don't worry that there is something left out. See, given that you're writing mains, it is expected that you would have reached certain level where you will be able to articulate some of the knowledge that you have gained over the years. So I hope that your answer writing practice and all those things have helped fine tune that skill. And if at all there is something which has been left out, don't worry too much about that. So we need to focus on what we have already built, and we need to leverage it to the maximum extent, and we need to build on that. Okay, so that's what my suggestion to it. Focus more on what you have built. Now is the time for you to become more optimistic. Now is the time for you to believe in yourself, and now is the time for you to have aggression with whatever you have prepared. Now is the time for you to be more resourceful with whatever knowledge you have gained, right? Now, the second option, the third thing which many of you might be facing is that, so despite revision, I fear sometimes I'll not be able to recollect. I fear that I'm forgetting certain things. That is a natural process during any examination time period. And given that this is a civil service examination where your career is dependent on it, there is an obvious tendency for our mind to react in a very anxious manner. So don't worry on the aspect that you might not recollect at the required time. See, no matter how many times you have done a revision, no matter who is the topper, every person, after they come out of an examination hall, there'll always be a few things which they feel that I should have written those points in those answers. So that you cannot bring it down to zero. What you can do is try to be aware of this fact that you will not be able to recall 100% of whatever you have read. If you have made, I think, 10 points on a particular topic, it's natural that you will be able to recall around 7 and 8. If you're able to reproduce it on the paper around 6 to 7 points, that is more than enough. So you should be feeling positive that you have written at least 6 points out of the 10 points that you have maybe written in the notes. Okay, so the main focus or the intention should be to have that optimistic mindset that will help you sail through this entire process, because it's almost a week-long journey, and I don't want you to lose hope in between, and I don't want you to focus on the negative side. Be optimistic, focus on what you have already gained, focus on what you have already consolidated, okay, and be aware that it's natural tendency for us to forget a couple of things. So we need not have to crib, and we need not to feel low because of that part. What we have to do is keep moving, and we have to pat ourselves on the back, especially in those 3 hours, that you are able to write as many points as you can in those 3 hours, right? Now, some of the so this is the last part of the video. I felt that I should make you aware about some of the pitfalls that you might face in the last week of preparation. First thing is, don't add any new source. Avoid it as far as possible. Okay, you might come across a few, you can say, short tips or shorthand notes at the last moment from the market or from your seniors or from your mentors. As far as possible, what I would suggest is avoid any new source. Stick to your whatever source you have done. Revise whatever answers you have written earlier. In this entire process, whatever answers you have written earlier, go through that. That will be better for you. Most important thing is changing strategy. Okay, what you might have developed over a period of, I think, 2.5, 3 months. Suddenly, because a topper or a mentor or a coaching institute or a senior comes out and says that I adopted this strategy and it has yielded me results in the previous attempts. And if it is not aligned, or if it is not on the same page with your own strategy that you would have developed, don't follow it. My sincere suggestion is that, because at the last moment, I don't want you to change the strategy. Stick to your own strategy that you have built up over a period of time. It might be with regard to the style, it might be with regard to the usage of value additions, it might be with regard to the, you can say, content formulation part of it. So whatever you have developed over a period of 2 months or 2.5 months, stick to that. Do not change strategy. I have seen many of my students changing strategy just because of the last moment their friend or some well-wisher or a topper suggests certain new things, and they get enticed that, okay, this has yielded result, let me try this. And they forget about, or they leave whatever they would have built over a period of 2.5 months, and they adopt a new thing. And it backfires most of the time. So stick to your own strategy that you have developed over a period of time. Okay. Next pitfall is importance of health. Don't burn out. Focus on your body, focus on your mind. A sound mind and a sound body is very important for you to perform in an optimum manner during those 3 hours of your examination. So I would suggest you have a good sleep, have a good food. If you're not getting sleep, try and do some workout, try and do some physical exercise so that you will get that sleep in a peaceful manner. Okay, I understand that it's a anxious and tension time period, but as far as possible, try to keep yourself calm. And one of the best ways to do some physical exercise, go for a walk. That's the best thing, right? Next, the last thing is that, last but not the least, do not lose hope in between the process. Your essay paper might go well, or it may not go well. Your GS1 paper may not go well as you expect it to be. The pattern of the question paper might have slightly changed, so you wouldn't have performed to the best of your capabilities. So don't give up on the process itself. Because from my own personal experience and from the experience of hundreds of students that I have mentored, I see that if they perform not to their expected level in 1 or 2 papers, they tend to give up hope for the entire process itself. There'll be still 4 more papers that is going to be pending, and somewhere they underperform in those papers because they've already given up. So my suggestion is, your examination starts on the essay paper and it is going to end till your optional is finished. So in between, irrespective of the performance of the papers, irrespective of the performance in each of the questions, I want you to keep that fighting spirit on. I want you to keep believing in yourself. I want you to maintain that optimism. After you finish the paper, you do all those analysis. In between, you should be it should be in a battle mode, and you should be not giving up. You should be aggressive in your entire approach. Okay, so that is all I intend to say in this short and crisp video. And believe in yourself. That's the key for an optimum and best performance in your examination. Believe in yourself. Don't get tensed. Always, whenever you're feeling that you're getting tensed, say to yourself, "I believe in myself." Say to yourself, "I believe in myself," and that's what is going to help you cross this crucial path. All the very best for your exams. If you're having any issues, if you want to talk to someone, if you want to share certain things, you can always reach out to me on this particular number. I'll be just a call away. So do contact me if you need to talk. All the very best once again. Thank you.